watching closely.
What's the secret, Max?
You just gotta find something you love to do and then do it for the rest of your life.
I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Hello, and welcome to The Establishing Shot, a podcast where we do deep dives into directors and their filmographies. We will not be doing that today. However, today is one of our fun middle of the road episodes where right now we're in between West Side Story, which Jean-Pierre Boudreaux, who's here with me today, joined me for last week. Great conversation on that movie, which we both loved. Next week, we'll be doing The Fabelmans, but we're going to do a movie draft episode today. So to go along with Spielberg's West Side Story, we are going to be drafting first century movie musicals.
I'm ready to dance fight our way into this draft for sure.
Yes, I've been working on my pirouettes and my twirls and my snapping.
Get your switchblade handy.
A rocket in my pocket.
Whoa, okay. There you go.
Just going by.
It's a revolver, guys. I'm talking about the revolver.
On, guys.
Come on. You guys all know I can still carry
in your pockets.
Keep
but I'll
cool,
be cool.
Boy.
But I'll keep cool.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Fair. You want to tell the people what our ground rules we agreed to is?
Yeah. Let's talk about the ground rules. Well, okay. First, before we get into the ground rules. This is the big question. What makes a movie, we talked about it probably a lot last week, but maybe someone's jumping in for the first time today. What makes a movie musical distinct from a stage musical to you?
I mean, obviously, the big part is the perspective. And like, obviously, if you go watch a musical on stage, you're in your seat and that's your only view. When you're filming it, you can move the camera in and out of position. You can do a lot of other things to bring the audience into the moment, as well as something we talked about is, a lot of very traditional stage plays, musicals included, that don't include microphones and things like that. Although most musicals probably would have some kind of microphone. But you're often having to perform. You're performing for the back row, right? You're projecting, so sometimes
everything's bigger.
Right, exactly. Bigger, like you literally have to be more over the top with everything because you want the people all the way in the back to be able to see. So if you have to do a twirl in a movie, you might just do like a little but in a musical on a stage, you have to do twice as much effort for people to see what's happening. And so you can kind of lose some of the intimacy sometimes in a musical stage play that you can regain when you have a camera that you're bringing in. And I think you just have. Again, I not to say that there's anything wrong with like a stage play musical, but
I
think you
just different mediums.
You just have so many more resources available when you're doing it as a film, and you have a much more. I don't know if unique's the right word, but you have a much more maybe intriguing way to be able to present the material.
Yeah, well, I think the big difference to me is in a stage play, the audience, you as the audience member, you kind of, in a lot of ways, choose where to put your focus. And so in that sense, one of the cool things I think about a stage play is, especially with stage plays where there's a lot of moving parts, you have a lot of people on stage, for instance, for West Side Story that we covered last week. Maybe at a time, there's a lot of stuff going on. Hamilton is another thing, but there's a ton of stuff going on stage all at a time. And so the cool thing about a stage play is you as the audience member get to kind of decide what to focus on and what to watch. And so you can go several times and kind of like pick out different new things that you're noticing going on. And so there's that kind of element that is really cool about a stage play. Whereas in a movie musical, director and the cinematographer are making those choices for you. But in that, you also are able to like hone in and focus on the point that's trying to be driven, or the moment, or the character that you're wanting to focus on in those more like cinematic moments that kind of focus your attention. So I think they both have like their advantages and their like, their different because obviously there's people that just love stage plays and would go, as often as I go to the movies to see a stage play. I don't really have that. We don't really have that here in Lafayette, Louisiana as an option, but yeah, they both have their advantages as far as like a medium to express stories and whatnot. But yeah, for a movie musical, to me, it's just all about like what decisions are like the filmmakers making to like focus your attention to give you like experiential moments of perspective, like you were saying, that you can't really get like from watching a whole stage of people. Yeah. And so here's my second question. Why are musicals so much more rare in the 21st century? Or is that just like, am I perceiving that? Are they actually more rare than they used to be now? Or were they always kind of more rare, but we just weren't experiencing it in the moment back then? I don't know. It just feels like you don't get as many musicals as you used to. I don't know. Do you
Yeah.
have any thoughts on that?
Well, I was kind of in researching for this. I pulled up on Wikipedia. They have a page of list of musical films by year. And as far as I can tell, believe it or not, there has not been a single year that has not included like quite a few musical films. Now, it's very obvious that like after the 50s, it starts to kind of go down. And then you can kind of see it kind of trending down over the years. But pretty much every year, there's at least like 10 to 15 like musical sort of films that could be included. I do think obviously this is including like animated movies, including like direct to DVD sequels and like it's
Right.
including everything that could be considered a musical, even if it like I think I'm seeing on here like one of the options is like Leprechaun in the Hood, which hopefully you weren't going to pick that one for your draft. And I'm like I've never seen that movie. I know of it. And I'm like I don't know why that could be considered a musical. I'm guessing there's a couple like hip hop moments in the movie or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah. So I'm looking at this list. I'm like, there's definitely some movies on here that I'm like, that's not a musical. I don't know why you're calling it a musical. You know. So I think it's not necessarily that they're more rare. I think that we just don't get a lot of most of them are not on the level of like a West Side Story. Most of them are not being
Right.
released in theaters. A lot of these are either going to be animated or they're going to be, these days they'd be like direct to streaming probably. And I think that's the biggest thing is that they're not, it's the same thing of like Westerns, right?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
Westerns are rare, but we usually get at least a few like higher profile ones. They get some kind of theatrical release a year still.
Yeah.
But you go back to like the 40s or the 50s and like
Yeah.
every movie was a Western. So I think a lot of it has to just do with just an over saturation and people just get kind of sick of it. I think that's kind of where we're starting to get with like superhero medium now.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
some way,
Sure.
or at least specifically the MCU. I feel like the MCU is definitely starting to kind of lose some steam with people. You see some of the last couple of films have not really done as well as they wanted. I think people are just kind of like I don't know if it's so much they're tired of them or people are finally realizing that the quality is starting to really
Yeah. Yeah.
wane per se. But at the same time, I say that while we also have like the DCU just now fully launching. So I think maybe the superhero bubble is a little bit different because there's so much material to pick from. But I do think that when a certain genre is really latched onto and every single movie seems to be following that genre, they just start to kind of fall off after a while because audience are like,
Sure.
"Oh, great." Like I'm sure they're like in the somebody's grandma was like, "Oh, wow, another musical. Love it."
Yeah.
You
There's
know?
Fred Astaire at it
Right,
again.
exactly. And also you have to think about it too is like back then there wasn't any way to like consume the musical outside of going to see the film
Right.
projected in
At
the
the theater.
theater.
Yeah.
There's no home video version of it. There's no
Right. Yeah.
there's not really a recording you could take home
Yeah.
necessarily.
And you couldn't just go watch all the classics instead at home, you
Right.
know?
Exactly.
You had to see whatever
So
was showing at the theater. Yeah.
so I think that's part of it too. But yeah, I know we just live in such a different world
Yeah.
now. And so I think that there are still musicals more often than we realize. They're just not on the same level as they used to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. And I was going to say too, it's probably, I was going to say, like, I would bet that it's a lot to do with marketability too.
Mhm.
These days, musicals probably used to be a lot more marketable to a wider audience. And it just seems like these days, any given person you say, like, hey, do you like musicals? You get a lot of like, there's not a lot of like people that are just like
Mhm.
all in, ready, and excited for the next musical that comes out.
Mhm.
I think when you have stuff like Wicked comes out, that's like a big deal. Like that can
Mhm.
help the general public's like opinion on musicals. But yeah, I think it's a marketability thing. Like studios aren't going to put a bunch of money behind a musical because they just don't feel like they're going to make money off of it at the end of the day. So, and I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that. We just talked about how Spielberg lost money on West Side Story, and it's a huge
Mhm.
it's a huge production, like phenomenal movie. Is still lost money. Now, part of that is because it was coming out of COVID, I think. But I don't know that it would have been done like if it released today, if it would have done like a ton better. It would have done better for sure. But I think it still would have been like only making a little bit of money, like net,
Yeah,
profit. So,
probably. I think
because it was a over $100 million movie.
yeah, and I really hate to say this, but I really think you got to you really just got to latch on to the viral marketing. I mean, I'm thinking about like K-pop Demon Hunters, which I've
Yeah,
not watched, but it's just apparently taking the world by storm.
it's really good.
I'll probably see it eventually, but
You should watch it. It's honestly
I still
really
have I
good.
don't have Netflix, so I have to either watch it while I'm at someone else's house that has Netflix, or
Yeah,
find other ways that I wouldn't know how to do. But yeah, so I think at the same time, like I always really cool to see something like that become really popular because it's like it's something different, you know. Like I
yeah,
remember when Squid Game exploded, I was very happy because I'm like, I love seeing people. I mean, not I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters, like it's an English language film and it's made by Sony Animation, but
right.
just people consuming something that's kind of representative of another culture, I think is great, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's set the ground rules for our draft. The big one is this is 21st century movie musicals. So we're talking about movies released from 2000 to today, the year 2000 to today. So not 1999, not 2026,
Hmm.
but but from 2000 to today. So that's the big one. The other thing, we're not doing like, so musical can be a broader term to also include things like jukebox musicals, or like musical biopics, which are like, you can think of things like Bohemian Rhapsody or Rocket Man, which are like biopics about artists, and there are performances that are like artistically placed in the film to relate
Hmm.
to the artist. Like there is that sort of thing, but is more like a biopic than a musical. And so we're not really including stuff like that. We're going with like the traditional way you think of musicals. So that's the second ground rule. The third one is we're each allowed one animated musical. So
Hmm.
you can think your Disney musicals, or, there's, I kind of doubt you're going to choose Trolls, but something like Trolls, I guess, could probably count as a musical.
Literally any of the like the Pitch Perfect films, would be what we're talking about. Never mind. I completely missed the plot about. I thought we were still talking
Animated.
about
Yeah.
jukebox musicals, animated musicals.
No.
Okay, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
Pitch
yes.
Perfect would be like a jukebox musical, not really a musical. They're just kind of singing songs all throughout.
That too. That too. It's like that's the other side of it too. It's like, okay, if they just sing a song, is that a musical? You
No,
know,
it's
like
not.
I wouldn't say so either. I think
I have a movie
musicals.
that I consider a musical that my wife and other people I've talked to say definitely not a musical. Um,
Well, if you
because
include it, we'll let
they
the people
just
decide.
they just sing songs. They're performing songs throughout, but
Hmm.
they the songs are like originally written for the movie and they do play into the plot. It's just like they're not just like breaking out into song per se.
Hmm.
So I don't know. And there's maybe like to my wife, there's not enough of those music moments in the movie either.
What do you think is like the bare minimum for a musical? How many musical numbers?
I don't know, like for let's say for like an hour 30, hour 45 minute movie. I mean, you probably want at least like what, 7, 5 to 7 at least.
I think 5 is kind of what I felt like is the bare minimum. If you got
Yeah.
5 good songs,
Yeah.
okay,
And
we're
this
there.
one that I'm talking about definitely has.
I mean, because West
Anyway,
Side Story has like
West Side Story
it's
has
like
like 10.
yeah, it's like 2.5 hours. So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you feel like there would be more in that kind of
Yeah.
runtime, but and then you get something like Jesus Christ Superstar, which like the whole
The
thing
whole
is
thing. Yeah.
songs like rock opera, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and let me ask you this before we get into it. What's your opinion on a musical versus like a rock opera? Do you have like a preference?
No, I don't know that I've seen enough rock operas per se. Like I'm thinking of like Phantom of the Paradise is like a rock opera, and that's really good.
Well, I just read it's like a musical is
Phantom
like
of the Opera is a rock opera for what it. Have you ever seen Phantom of the Opera?
yeah, yeah, I would
It's a
consider it
rock
a rock
opera.
opera.
I mean, it's got a lot of like electric guitar parts. I mean, it's
Well,
got all the
a
organ
rock
stuff
opera
too,
is
but
not necessarily meaning rock music, but it's meaning like
yeah.
rock opera is a term for like almost from beginning to end, almost every single thing is sung. Versus a musical is like
That's
there'll
how
be
Phantom of
spoken
the Opera is
parts
though.
and then breaking. Yeah, I mean a little bit.
All,
Yeah,
no, it is. Like I would say probably like 90% or more of Phantom of the Opera is sung.
yeah, maybe so. It's been a while
Um,
since I saw it, but
yeah.
that's like my
So
mom's
maybe
favorite
Phantom of the
musical.
Paradise, maybe not, because
Mhm,
it's broken up with dialogue and song.
mhm.
But Phantom of the Opera, like the actual, we watched it back. Me and my wife did a musical March back in March, and so we watched a bunch of musicals in the month of March. Some
Mhm.
just us two, some with the kids. So we watched the I can't remember which recording it was of the Phantom of the Opera. I had never seen it before.
Like a Broadway recording.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
It
nice.
wasn't Broadway. It was like the London one. It's like the
Okay,
main. When you look it up, it's like the main one.
with Michael Crawford as the Phantom.
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
remember who the
yeah, that's my mom's favorite musical, and she loves that version of the Phantom. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean I can tell you in 2 seconds because I have it pulled up. No, it's Ramin Karimloo.
okay,
Karimloo. It's the Phantom of the Opera at the Royal Albert Hall. Is
okay.
if you like look it up, that's what it's called. 2011. I mean, yeah. Do we need any more ground rules or any more?
I think we're good. Let's get into this.
Let's jump into it. Unfortunately, you have the first pick because I picked first when we did our movie presidents draft. So now it's your turn to pick first again,
Man,
and
there's a,
I'm
there's
kind of
a there's a lot of
upset about it.
there's a lot of power here because I know there's probably a couple really heavy hitters we're both going to be trying to go for.
Yeah, you think so?
I do, and I can think of two that I really would love to have on my list, and I'm probably gonna have to let go.
Pause.
Yes.
Just like all other typical movie drafts, we're doing like this is the West Side Story.
Mm.
It's the main honorable mention. Are we agreeing on that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I think it might be my number one choice if it was on the board.
That wouldn't
Um,
be my number one choice, but
that's fair.
fair enough.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
so
I think.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So a little fun fact about me. I think I've talked about this, but like I grew up in a family that was very musical. My mom loves musicals, Broadways. My sister especially, she used to watch. She'd start listening to a new musical, and she would watch or listen to it for weeks on end, learning every single song. A little annoying, if I'm honest. But one of the movies, and I think I got to start with this. One of the movies that she watched every day for like 3 weeks straight. That at first I was really annoyed, didn't want to watch, and then there was a scene of it that caught my attention, and I finally watched the entire thing. And I think is probably one of the greatest musicals ever to put to film. Especially considering everything was sung 100% live. I think we're going to open up with 2012's version of Les Miserables with Hugh Jackman and a bunch of other people. Phenomenal cast, phenomenal music, phenomenal cinematography.
Hold on,
everything
Hugh
about
Jackman and a lot of other people. You gotta mention
I
Anne
was,
Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway,
by
Russell
name. She has to be
Crowe.
mentioned.
I'm sorry, I was just blanking on Eddie Redmayne, Amanda
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron. He's great. You know, Helen Bonham Carter. I mean, there's a ton of great like performers in there, and especially like it's really cool seeing Hugh Jackman. Considering that, like, a little fun fact for the audience if you don't know, like prior to Wolverine, he was actually a Broadway actor in Australia, and so this was kind of his returning to musical theater of sorts prior to like The Greatest Showman, which I actually kind of hate that movie. But anyway, so Les Miserables. So,
spoiler: JP will not be choosing.
I will not be
The
picking
Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman. I'm sorry, y'all. And if y'all out there like that movie, have fun.
There are a lot of people. There's a lot of fans of that movie, so you might have you might have just ruined your chances at winning.
That's true. I mean,
I thought
I watched that and I was like, this feels like they wrote the songs first and then they tried to figure out how to put a musical around it.
That's fair.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that either, to be honest. But yeah, I don't mind it. But yeah. So yeah, Les Mis, directed by Tom Hooper, who also directed 2019's Cats. So,
which
that's also on the board.
Spoiler: you know? I don't think either of us would be picking that one either. But
I haven't seen it, so
me neither.
But
I was too scared by CGI cat suit Taylor Swift. So
yeah.
And
good pick.
Who's that British guy? The Jim.
Yeah, he does the Late Show.
Yeah, James Corden. That's it.
Corden. Yeah. Good pick. I haven't seen this version of Late.
Dang,
well,
dude.
This is the only version I've seen.
March?
No. I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. I was trying to remember if I've seen it since then, but yeah, I haven't seen this since I saw it in theaters.
I was about to say, y'all did Musical March and didn't watch Les Mis?
Well, we tried to watch a lot of ones we haven't seen before.
Oh, okay, fair.
And so fill in a lot of blind spots. But yeah, and then the month is only so long, so eventually it was April. And musical April doesn't sound as good. So.
That's true.
I remember loving this movie back when I saw it, but I haven't seen it since then. It's one of those that, like, I have it on my list, but it would be like, if I was taking it, it would kind of be like, I think I would still love this movie, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those movies that, like, some people really love, some people are kind of meh on, and then there's some people that are like, not very good. It's kind of got people on all ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I also feel like I really love Key and Peele's parody of Les Mis, like the sketch
I don't think I've seen that.
It's so funny.
I've seen a lot of their stuff, but I don't think I've seen that.
Like, they have a full-on sketch that they did for their show years ago after this movie came out, where they match like the vibe and the set, and they're just like kind of making fun of, like, because, like, I think the joke about Les Mis specifically is, like, it's got a lot of, like, everybody singing different things at the same time.
Sure, yeah.
Which I think is kind of the magic of musicals, of like the ensemble, and I really love, but I do know that for some people it might be a bit much.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I think, yeah. So I recommend for anyone who is a fan of musicals, if you haven't seen that sketch, literally just go to YouTube, Key and Peele, Les Mis, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. And I highly recommend watching that. You'll get a good giggle out of that for sure.
Yeah. I also am I also am remembering I saw this in theaters with my ma, which is my grandma. That's what I call her.
Mhm.
So shout out to her. She's whenever I've seen movies with her in my life, she always wants to pull the moral of the story out right after you see the movie and try to figure out what the moral is. And I don't remember what she did with Les Mis, but I mean that's chock full of morals of the story, so I'm sure she had something for that one.
I bet you she's like an A-tier post-movie discussion circle member.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I remember seeing King Kong with her, the James Cameron King Kong, and she was ready, man, with her takeaway.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, yeah, I don't know why I said James Cameron.
I don't know
but
what a James
yeah.
Cameron King Kong movie would look like.
It'll probably look really good.
I mean, maybe if we're talking like Aliens, James Cameron, but not Avatar, James Cameron.
I don't know. Okay. I'm glad you made that pick so that I can make the pick, probably the other movie you were going to pick.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I'm going with 2016's La La Land by Damien Chazelle. Yeah, I mean, took the world by storm, won an Oscar for 2 seconds, won a Best Picture Oscar for 2 seconds
And
before
it
it was taken
should
away.
have won Best Picture anyway.
Moonlight is a great movie. I like La La Land more, but it was one of those where it's like, yeah, okay, I can see it. You know, it's a great movie, but yeah,
Mhm.
La La Land. I'll say this too. It's not a remake, but it's hugely inspired by the story of one of my other favorite all-time musicals, which is The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Great French musical, which is completely sung by Jacques Demy. If you haven't seen that movie, you should see it. It's great. But yeah, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone just making movie magic. It's just great. It's just great all around. It's not like cliche in the right ways. When it's cliche when it needs to be, but doesn't like sit in the cliche. Obviously with like the ending and whatnot. But yeah, I love La La Land. I think everybody loves La La Land. Every once in a while, one of the songs I'll catch myself humming, even though I probably haven't seen it in like a couple years at this point since I saw it last. But still, those songs just like pop up in my head. So yeah, La La Land. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's one of them. Yeah. All right. From here, I don't know where you're going to go, honestly. I have no clue. So,
yeah, I definitely got a couple others that I very strongly want to be able to have on my list, but we'll see how it goes. So, okay, I think for my next pick, I think I got to go for one that I feel like even if you don't like musicals, you would probably like this movie. Because I would say it's a musical for people who don't like musicals, because I think that the overall vibe of it, a lot of people could really get behind. It's got a great cast, great team in front and behind the camera. I think I got to go with 2007's Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
all right.
Starring
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, Eileen Bohem Carter, Alan Rickman, directed by Tim Burton. So if you like the Tim Burton vibe, there's plenty to love here. It's a really it's like a really stunning film to like look at visually, even though it's got kind of a bit of a washed out color palette. But then when the blood shows up, it kind of helps counteract that, right? Because they make it really red. And so and like the whole world is like this it's in color, but everything's like very black and white and gray. And so except for a couple very like key things like certain people's hair, or if a blood shows up, or this person's wearing this particular outfit. So, but yeah, I mean, the songs in it are great.
Yeah.
There's definitely not as many as some other musicals. But what do you think about that when I say I think it's a musical for people who maybe wouldn't traditionally like musicals, but I think this one's a little bit more consumable, maybe.
I think the Tim Burton of it all probably helps in that regard.
And Johnny Depp's great. I think this is one of his best roles.
And Helena Bonham Carter's doing her thing that she always does, and it's always pretty great. So this is another one I haven't seen. It's been probably even longer. I don't think I've
It's got a
seen
bit
it
of a
since
horror vibe to it, too.
I was in high school, I think, when I saw that. I saw it probably a couple of times during high school, but I don't think I've seen it since. And I wasn't really into musicals in high school, per se. I wasn't like anti-musical, I guess, but I wasn't like, oh, let me go watch a musical. So I really liked it back then. And so that probably is a point in favor of your point of a musical for people who aren't really into musicals necessarily. But yeah, it was definitely on my list. I was probably gonna pick it at some point if you didn't. Just based, even though it's been so long since I've seen it. But yeah, good pick. Can't go wrong with you can't. Well, I won't spoil what happens in the movie. Yeah, tasty. I'll just say that.
You're wrong for that one, bro.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Okay, so we are picking one animated each. We're allowed one animated one. If it was like unlimited animated, the list might just be a bunch of Disney movies.
That'd be boring.
So, yeah, that would be boring. So we're doing one each. I don't think I'm going to pick mine yet, even though I highly regard my top choice. And I don't even know if this movie that I'm about to pick, I don't even know like if it's on your radar, but I am going to go with Lin-Manuel Miranda's 2021 film Tick Tick Boom, starring Andrew Garfield as Jonathan Larson. It's kind of the story of him writing and getting Rent ready. Or it's really like the failed project before he writes Rent, more so. And it's based off of like a kind of solo musical sort of show that Jonathan Larson performed called Tick Tick Boom. And so this is like Lin-Manuel Miranda's like musical version of like adaptation of his there's a lot going on with it. But have you seen this movie? Have you seen Tick Tick Boom?
I've not. It was definitely
Man.
It's definitely a movie that's been on my radar that I want to get around to one of these days. Love Andrew Garfield, Vanessa Hudgens. I know she's in it. She was a bit of a childhood crush of mine for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually I'll get around to it, but and I've seen some clips of some of the songs and stuff, and it looks like it's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's really, really great. It's a lot of fun. And it's got some really, really catchy tunes too. And so, yeah, it's just, I wasn't sure if you'd seen it or not, but I just had to take it right here because it's probably the next like non-animated one on my list that I like the most. So yeah, Tick Tick Boom. I mean, you can't go wrong with Lin-Manuel Miranda. So
right, yeah,
that's my pick. Where are you going next?
All right, man. There's just so many choices, surprisingly. But I think I gotta honor a real classic at this point. As I said, a musical that I really love, and I specifically love the film version of. And growing up, it was very highly regarded in my household. I think I got to go with 2004's The Phantom of the Opera.
Okay,
I think
I haven't seen that.
I think this is a great. Like, it's just a great film, like, the way it's shot. It's got that really great gothic vibe to it, and personally, and this is going to be very controversial to the real what do you call, like, musical fans? Are they, like, music heads or
I don't know.
show tune addicts? I don't know. You show tuners out there.
Yeah.
Probably a hot take, but Gerald Butler is my favorite Phantom. I think he sounds great in this movie. Emily Rossum sings like an angel. You also have Patrick Wilson in a kind of an earlier role in his career in this movie as the Count, the Vicomte, whatever they say in French. I can't remember. But yeah, it's just a really fun musical, and just overall just a really good vibe in this film, I think.
Yeah. That I forgot this is directed by Joel Schumacher too, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Bet
definitely one of his better films.
I would assume it's better than Batman and Robin.
It's definitely better made. I mean, Batman and Robin's a fun movie.
Sure, yeah.
Batman Forever, I think, is better than Batman and Robin, but they're both.
Oh yeah,
they're both.
I would agree, but yeah, I mean, I watched Phantom of the Opera for the first time, like the filming of the stage production back in March, and thought it was incredible. The performers in that particular recording like were incredible. Like chill bumps on my skin, incredible on in some parts of the movie or of the performances. So yeah, I can see how this would be there could be a good movie adaptation of it.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen this, but maybe next March we'll watch this version of it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Everyone, as far as I know, everyone in the film does their own singing. I don't think they sang live on Saturday Sing, except for Mimi Driver, who plays Carlotta, which is very interesting because she has some very infamous, like very operatic moments, and so she is dubbed over. But there's actually a song that she sings over the end credits. And so her voice sounds good. She just couldn't do like the operatic stuff necessary to play Carlotta. So that is kind of interesting. But I think it's a great adaptation of the musical and great production design too. Like just recreating kind of the vibe of like, 18th or 18th or 19th century Paris, whenever it's like the 1830s, whatever it is. So yeah, highly recommend that as well.
Okay. This is my third pick. I think I'm going to hold off on animated again. I have one that's like an off the wall pick. That's just like, I don't know that it's one of those that I might do on my last pick if I'm feeling crazy, because it's definitely not going to get me any votes in the poll, because I don't think anyone has seen this movie that's going to be voting in these polls. So I might hold off on that. I'm going to do one. So this is one that I think is, I mean, by picking this, I might be kind of cheating and being able to do an animated and still have a Disney movie, two Disney movies. But this is one that I don't love this, but I do think it's a lot of fun and has a really great lead performance by Amy Adams, if this is going to tip you off. But I'm going to pick Enchanted. It's a really fun movie, kind of the classic princess movie. Obviously starts off animated for not very long before it's live action. So I don't think it's an animated movie, quote unquote. But yeah, I enjoyed. I saw this with my wife years ago. I had never seen it back when it came out, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and yeah, it has all the things you want from a princess movie. And Amy Adams like really sells you on that kind of ditzy character, ditzy princess character that they're kind of playing off of. So yeah, that's my pick.
Okay, great. Okay, I think for my fourth pick here, I think I gotta go. I think I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I gotta give the people what they want.
Do it. Give it
and
to them.
For us millennials, I got a little nostalgia pick for you. Okay, one that arguably probably isn't a great movie, but kind of following up with you about potentially having two Disney movies, one of them which being animated. Although maybe I'll pick a non-Disney animated movie. But I think we would be remiss if we don't include at least one High School Musical.
Okay.
I think I gotta throw High School Musical in as my fourth pick. One of those movies that, like, if I go back today and watch it, I'm probably gonna think it's pretty cheesy. But some of those songs are great. I mean,
so here's the thing.
All in this together, everyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's the thing. I have never seen any of the High School Musicals.
Wow.
I've never seen them, but I still know the words to some of the songs.
It's a cultural. It's
so there you go.
It was a cultural moment, man.
Yeah,
I remember when that first one came out, bro.
Yeah,
everyone loved it.
Everyone for sure.
And I think it was a theatrical release, right? It wasn't like a Disney Channel movie. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I think it might have been It might have been a decom that got a theatrical release because it was so big.
It does say it's a television film, but I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
it's a decom for sure. But I do think it did get some theatrical love too. But yeah, I mean, I would have been like a sophomore, somewhere in there in high school when this movie came out. And so
I was in 6th grade.
yeah, and so like I was kind of at that like too cool for school age. So that's probably why I never really watched it. But and now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't really have any reason to go watch it other than like if
Maybe
my
when your kid's
wife
a little bit
really
older,
wanted to force me to watch it with her.
Yeah.
So
Do
but
do you do you ever do you ever feel like you have to be careful about what movies you let your kids watch, even if they're age appropriate, because then they're gonna want to watch it over and over and over again?
oh no,
So like you let
we don't do that. So
Okay, great. Great.
if they want to watch it over and over again, it's just like, no, we're not watching that.
Okay.
So
That easy, huh?
we do
There
the
you go.
same thing. We do the same thing with music. Yeah, we're not a kid controlled family. We make the decisions because we're the adults. I don't really understand these families that are like, we had to listen to Baby Shark in the car again. I'm like, why? Like, aren't you controlling the phone? I don't really get it personally. So
Turning into a controversial
parenting show.
podcast.
This is my podcast, so I can state
Wow,
my opinions if I want to.
I didn't mean to hit such a nerve there, man. Oh wow.
Man, it's just one of those things that like I'm always like, but why? Why do your
Yeah.
kids control it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But our kids aren't like the only thing they want to watch over and over again is Bluey, and I'm kind of okay with that. Like it's because they're like 8-minute episodes, and I can be like, okay, just 2 Blueys, and then we're done. So we limit the screen time with our
Just
kids.
two
though,
Blueys and
so.
straight to bed with you.
Oh no, we're not watching Blueys right before bed. No way. Ain't no way. I'd never go to sleep. Yeah. Man, that was quite the bunny trail. I've got to make another pick. I'm gonna go ahead. I guess it's time for the animated movie. So I saved it for this long because I did do a little bit of research scrolling down the people that have logged this movie and saw that you did not have it quite highly rated enough for me to think that you're going to take it. But this is one of my favorite Disney movies just all time. I'm going to go with Moana. I love Moana. I don't know, just the kind of like theme of this calling that's higher than you and, kind of not knowing what to do with being confused by that calling and not knowing what to do with it. Like her kind of big moment, like epiphany moment always kind of makes me like tear up a little bit. And then you get The Rock like rapping badly too. So there's that.
That's true.
That's a lot of fun. I love Moana. I think it's a great movie, and it's a musical. It's kind of the classic Disney princess musical. So I have my Enchanted and I have my Moana.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
I think I'm set now to take kind of whatever weird movie I want to take for my last pick. So
That's true. That's true. You definitely can.
you don't have to take an animated one, but I
you're
guess
right.
like
You're right. I mean,
should.
there are some animated movies I can think of that I would want to include. But I'm like, really, I'm trying to think if like there's another like live action film that I want to throw in there because there are some really great live action, and like we can only have so many. Right?
I have two more that I would want to pick.
There's definitely
I'm gonna have
one
to pick between those two.
There's definitely one that I would love to pick, but it is technically against the ground rules that we set. So
oh no,
I can't.
Well, what would it be?
Well, I'll have to wait for the honorable mentions for that.
Okay.
So because it is technically against the ground rules, but I do think I want to do an animated movie, and as well as easily as I could go to a Disney animated movie. There's one animated movie that is a musical, has musical numbers in it, that I feel really connected to more than pretty much any Disney movie that came out kind of during the era that we're sticking to. that I watched a lot as a kid, and I think has some great songs
Oh man, I'm
from
very
the
curious.
ever talented Elton John.
Okay.
I think I need to go with DreamWorks' The Road to El Dorado, 2000. I had to
Okay.
double check the
I
date. I had to
forgot
double
about
check the
that.
date.
Yeah.
Year 2000, huge nostalgia hit for me, big childhood favorite. I mean, you got Jeff Goldblum, Kevin Kline playing the two main characters, playing off each other so well.
Yeah.
There are
Okay.
not only is there, I mean, there are musical numbers that they perform, but there's also the original musical moments that Elton John performs. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit on the fence, and if you could consider it a true musical, but I think
Sure.
that's
Okay.
my animated.
I honestly, I've seen the movie for sure, and I
Mhm.
remember it. I can picture like the characters in my head, but I
There's
honestly
a couple
couldn't
of
tell
really
you
great
any of
memes
the
from it,
songs.
like both is good, classic meme.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't tell you like if there's enough songs or whatever.
It's
I
like,
don't have
it's
that.
good to be a god.
Well, there you go.
That one, or like Friends Never Say Goodbye. I mean, this is how much I watched it as a kid. I remember all this.
Yeah.
Friends never say goodbye.
Well, there you go.
It's a good one.
The Road to El Dorado, a classic DreamWorks animated movie. And
Mhm.
you know what I'm
Beautifully
realizing now?
animated too.
You know what I'm realizing? I made the wrong choice for animated. I should have
Okay.
picked a different DreamWorks movie. Also, that probably
There's
I
a couple.
like
There's
more
a couple
than
Disney movies I could have thrown in there. but
probably more than
I
Moana.
do think our lists
too
are
late
very
now.
interesting, because I feel like, and did you grow up watching musicals or not really?
Not really.
So I think
Like
it's
live
interesting.
action stuff, not really.
When
Disney,
you look at our
yes,
list,
but
I think most of my picks are very like much more traditional
yeah,
musicals, and a lot of what you've picked are very like kind of newer,
modern.
modernized versions of musicals. Because
Yeah.
even though some of the picks I have are like modern versions of musicals that have been running for a long time, they're very traditionally like filmed, and like they feel like a stage musical put on film. Whereas like, things like La La Land or Tick Tick Boom or even like Enchanted are much
Even
more
Enchanted, yeah.
modernized in like their approach to the filmmaking.
They're
which
very
I think
much
is
more of the
very,
born out of the 21st century.
yeah.
And your list is okay, let's in the 21st century see how we can like accomplish this classic on screen sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't
Like-
know when
like-
Sweeney Todd was written and went
It
to stage, but
definitely,
it's not like that old, but
no, it's definitely, it definitely was around before that film version came out.
oh yeah. It's not as old as like Les Mis and Phantom. Well, Phantom of the
No.
Opera would have been
Family
in the
Opera is
90s.
like at least the 80s.
No, I
not the
think it's
80s. I'm pretty sure it's the 80s.
yeah.
I think the original Broadway production
Let's
was
see.
in the 80s.
But yeah, I definitely see that.
The
let's
stage
see.
musical came out in 1979.
86. So yeah,
There you go. Sweeney
80s.
Todd premiered in 1979.
Okay, so it's even older
it's
than
Stephen
I thought it was.
Sondheim.
There you go.
I didn't even know that
Stephen
he did
Sondheim.
the lyrics. Stephen Sondheim, and the booklet, the what was the thing? for West
Libretto.
Side? The libretto is written by Hugh Wheeler.
Okay. There you go.
And apparently the character Sweeney Todd first appeared in a Penny Dreadful titled "The String of Pearls." So
Interesting. Okay.
well, it's also apparently based on a
learning
play.
things.
So, I don't know. There's like apparently a lot of layers for how this movie came about. But yeah, so 1979.
Cool.
That's way older than I was expecting.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stick with my born out of the 21st century theme with this last one. This last one, do with it what you will.
Going to be this is literally going to be the reject modernity, embrace tradition poll of 21st century.
It is going to be. It is. This is going to be fun to see where people go with their voting. So, okay. I'm going to pick another 2021 film by Leos Carax called Annette, starring Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. Have you even heard of this movie? Do you know of this movie? So. It is a musical. I'm just going to read the Letterboxd description because I'm not going to do it justice if I try to explain this movie. The story of Henry, a stand-up comedian with a fierce sense of humor, and Anne, a singer of international renown. In the spotlight, they are the perfect couple, healthy, happy, and glamorous. The birth of their first child, Annette, a mysterious girl with an exceptional destiny, will change their lives. This is a really weird movie.
The poster looks insane. It's like the two
Yeah.
of them dancing in like a wave.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a really weird movie. Adam Driver, not the best singer out there, but he's fine for what the movie is just kind of like very strange and weird. Leos Carax is a French-born director. His movies aren't necessarily like in French. He has like, this is an example of that. So he's a French-born director. So he's got the French kind of weird sentimentality going for him with this movie. I don't think this is a huge spoiler, because like it's like early on, like you learn what is mysterious and weird about the daughter that they have, that they bear. She's a puppet. Their baby is a puppet, so it's weird.
Okay.
And so it's,
Well, I was interested, and now I'm intrigued.
Now you're really interested. Adam Driver is doing his kind of like angry Adam Driver thing through the movie. Marion Cotillard is really good. The song, here's the other thing that kind of probably led me to like this movie more, was I saw the Edgar Wright documentary, The Sparks Brothers, shortly before I saw this movie, and they wrote the music for it. And so like the songs are kind of like these strange, weird Sparks, the band called Sparks kind of style things, but written in still like a very like musical form. But yeah, it's a very strange movie. One of those that like you watch and you're like, what in the world is going on? And then also like Adam Driver's very angry and he can't sing good, but it's good enough for what this is. And then also like has a couple of moments that are actually like very touching and moving, that are unexpected. And so I really love a movie, whether it's a musical or not, that like can unexpectedly kind of like sweep you away in the motion. And so I got all of that from this movie. And then I just like movies that are like weird and doing something different and strange, because I watch a lot of movies and you end up seeing a lot of the same sorts of stuff. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you do see a movie that's like, oh, that's very different, like I kind of like end up liking those more than a lot of people might, just because they're so strange and different. So yeah, Annette is my last pick. And it's very much a 21st century musical movie. So
all right,
there we go.
There we go.
All right. The movie that I did not pick that I love is John Carney's movie Sing Street. Have you seen Sing Street?
I heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Love it. It's very like, I mean, it's a kid who meets a girl that's a little bit older and tells her he's in a band. So then he has to start a band with his friends and they write music. And the music they write, they do like, they record music videos with her and they perform at a school dance. But there's like, to me, the songs that they're writing are kind of like in the correct sensibility for a musical. It's kind of like what he's going through with like trying to get the girl, or like kind of like a regretting the decision you made. That like, it's all the songs are like born out of that sort of sensibility. And then there are some that are just like them shooting the music video or them, performing it. But then there's also moments of like you're doing some cross cutting between them performing it at like on stage and like the girl and her like dealing with whatever she's dealing with something else, and the music is speaking to both situations. And so like to me it feels like it's not like the traditional way you would think of a musical, but to me it fits. But my wife says no.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of movies. Like for instance, like I was looking at the list on Wikipedia, and it says "The Grinch Who Stole Christmas." It says is a musical, and I'm like,
Which one?
there's like the Jim Carrey one. There's like one actual song in that movie.
No, Sing
You
Street
know?
has like 5 or 6 original songs
Yeah,
written
yeah.
for the movie.
One movie that's on here that I thought about picking, but I haven't actually seen it, so then I kind of can't pick it. One musical of sorts that I've always wanted to see, and it's still a blind spot for me, is 8 Mile. Never got around to seeing 8
Yeah,
Mile.
I don't know if that's a musical. I haven't
I
seen
mean,
it either though, so
I think is it might be. I mean, I think it's actually more of a biopic than a musical mix of
right.
a biopic. So, because there's quite a few really. I guess we're kind of getting into honorable mentions here. I
Yeah,
mean, you want to
honorable
talk about
mentions.
another great animated honorable mention, Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. Little throw out for you. The one that I definitely would have picked if we had not said no jukebox musicals. Another favorite one that I used to watch all the time when we were younger. We had on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
Love that one. Love that one, but it's technically a jukebox musical.
Is it
So
really? Okay.
it is. It is
I
because a
haven't
lot of this
seen it.
most of the songs they sing are not. They're like there's like Elton John songs and like a bunch of
Oh,
other stuff.
okay. Yeah.
Like Lady
So like
Marmalade.
across the universe would be like
Yeah,
a
yeah. So like
Beatles
Lady
jukebox musical.
Marmalade is not original. Diamonds
Okay.
Are Forever. Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. Not original.
Gotcha. Okay.
Even like the We Could Be Heroes Just for One Day. That's an Elton John song.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that kind of stuff in there. I think another one that I've seen more recently that I thought was really, really funny is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that movie.
That one I thought was hilarious. Little crude, but I mean it is Jack
Yeah.
Black. So
I don't remember hardly anything about that, but I definitely watched that in high school for sure because I loved Tenacious D when I was in high school.
yeah, so I'm just kind of going through the list here, trying to see some other ones that stick out to me that I'm like, oh, people should definitely.
So another one that I was either going to pick Annette, which I did, or this movie, but I didn't want to pick another Lin-Manuel Miranda because I already had Tick Tick Boom and Moana, but In the Heights is really good. It's directed by John M. Chu, but it is a Lin-Manuel Miranda stage play. And it's very, very good if you haven't seen it. Anthony Ramos is great.
If we're sticking to kind of sticking with the 21st century, I would say it's kind of in the same vein of like Sweeney Todd, where it's kind of like got some horror aspects to it, but it's way weirder. It's a very weird movie, but I like, if you like a rock opera, Repo the Genetic Opera. Very weird
Never
movie.
heard of it.
It's set in the near future, and it's about this guy who is the repo man. And by repo, he repossesses organs from people who can't pay the company for their organ replacements.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's a rock opera. It's a very weird movie. Paris Hilton's like in it, like she plays like the daughter of the guy who like runs the corporation.
Yeah.
There's some weird stuff in there. Sarah Brightman, who is the original Christine Daae from Phantom of the Opera, she's in it in a kind of a smaller role, as well as the girl from Spy Kids.
Okay, yeah.
She's like the daughter of the repo man in the movie. There's a lot of singing in it that's not like the best, but it's just kind of like a weird, like, you either like the vibe or you don't like the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not including this in the honorable mentions, but I will say one movie on this list that I still have not gone around to watching, and Myrna and I have talked about wanting to watch it together, Amelia Perez.
Yeah, that is a musical.
I've seen nothing but the clips that have been out there, and it is the biggest train wreck I have ever seen in my life. And especially because Myrna was talking about how, like, specifically Selena Gomez, like, she's like speaking and singing in Spanish, and she's like, yeah, like myself and like a lot of my friends, like, we've seen the clips of her singing, we have no idea what she's saying because she doesn't pronounce anything correctly.
That's
because even though
terrible.
she's Hispanic, she apparently
Right.
didn't grow up speaking
Right.
Spanish. So
yeah,
I
it's
don't want to include that on the list, but it is one that I'm intrigued to watch the entirety of to see if it is as bad as it seems to be.
I'll say this. Zoe Saldana, still love her. I won't say she's great in the movie because just the material I just think is really bad. With what she has to work with, like all props to Zoe Saldana. She's great, you know. But yeah, we can do so I think with Ready Player One, we did we did motion capture performances draft, and I think we did a dishonorable mention also. So I might have to put that as my dishonorable mention. But another one I watched recently that I just like, it did not work for me was I watched Chicago to prep for this because I felt like I should watch another one that's won Best Picture.
Okay.
I didn't go for it. Not
Mm.
really. I didn't like the story. The singing is good. The filmmaking choices are fine, but I don't know. It was kind of bland to me. It's like, to me, it's like the flashiness of like the colors and the costumes and like the kind of burlesque style like performances are like, to me, they're just like, I don't know, frosting on the most bland thing you've ever put in your mouth.
Okay, but John C. Reilly performing Mr. Salazar.
John C. Reilly's scene is
that's the best thing in the whole movie.
Yeah, it is. I would agree.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I don't necessarily have a strong opinion on it.
Yeah,
one way or the other.
I just didn't go for it. I had a hard time seeing like why so many people really go for it. But yeah, I mean, it's got a 4.0 on Letterboxd, so like, it's probably a me problem, but it just did not work for me. So, that would be my dishonorable mention, along with Emilia Perez.
Okay.
But,
I don't.
I do have a few more honorables, if you want me to go through those.
I was gonna say I don't really know if I have a dishonorable mention because I don't think there's ever been a musical. Like, I don't think I've ever like watched a musical of the ones that I've seen, and I'm like, oh, I hated that. Like, there's definitely a lot that like I've never watched any of the
Have you
Pitch
seen
Perfects.
Mamma Mia?
No, I don't. I wouldn't like those movies. I know I wouldn't like the Pitch Perfect films, so I've never seen
the first Pitch
those.
Perfect is fine. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
another
fine.
honorable
It's a fun
mention.
movie.
Well, let me hear your honorable mentions before I throw some more out there, because we're just
honorable mention. I didn't go for the new Wicked like a lot of people did, but it is still like enjoyable with some really great vocal performances, and I think Ariana Grande is actually like really great in it. She was to me the best part of the movie, so I'll shout it out. What year? 2011, The Muppets. I have fond memories of that movie with Jason Segel and Amy Adams. Just, I really like The Muppets, and so I have fond memories of seeing that. And then my last one is the animated movie that I thought of too late that I should have taken instead of Moana, but I'll give my animated honorable mention here, and that is The Prince of Egypt. How did we not take the Prince of Egypt?
That's not a 21st century, though. That's 1990s.
That's true. That's why I didn't take it.
Because I almost thought about it, but I was like, no, that's the 90s. It doesn't
count. That's why it was not on my radar. Well, I'm good to go then.
Yes. Otherwise, I definitely would have taken that as my animated film. For sure,
well, I'll do a different animated honorable mention then, because I feel like I should do at least one. We already mentioned K-pop Demon Hunters. It's kind of like on the edge of like how much of a musical it is, but I think it is a musical, animated musical.
They literally released a sing-along version in theaters.
Yeah. It would be between that and Tangled, I think.
Okay.
Two great. Tangled I really love, and then K-pop Demon Hunters.
I'd also say
you really should see it. It's really good.
I want to check it out. I would say I think the two biggest, more recent like Disney musicals that we overlooked. Coco.
See, I don't think Coco is really a musical.
Okay. I haven't seen it in quite some time, so
there's like
I know there's some music in it, but
there's music in it, but it's not like none of them are like really about what's going on in the moment or anything. They're just like performances of songs.
the one that definitely is a musical, and even though most of the music is kind of annoying, but I have to give it its props because the ending did make me cry, actually. Encanto.
Yeah, it's a great movie, I think. Really
Like
good.
the ending when Mirabelle finally gets
Yeah,
recognized and
yeah,
for the person that she is, like that kind of thing always gets me. Like same thing with like Walter Mitty, right? Just makes me tear
yeah.
up every time.
People are gonna
Uh,
get mad at us for not mentioning Frozen, so I'll at least like mention it.
I've never watched it. I refuse.
It's fine.
So I get so kind of as we're kind of wrapping things up here, I do have a question
Okay,
to kind of sum things up.
let's do it.
Okay, what is one non-musical film that you think would work as a musical? And we could even
Okay.
say what's a 21st century film that you think would work
Oh,
as a musical?
first century one.
Let's
Okay.
just stay on theme. Let's stay on theme.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with okay. Can we include 1999? How cool? How fun would it be if someone could pull off a musical of The Matrix?
That'd be pretty sick.
That would be pretty awesome, right?
What would give me three show tune titles from The Matrix the musical?
Okay, one would be called Mr. Anderson, and
Okay.
it would be the Agent
Agent Smith.
Smith leading that one. You would
Mr.
have
Anderson, you're a very naughty man, Mr. Anderson. Things are getting out of hand, Mr. Anderson.
oh man. Okay,
Now I want to write it, bro.
then you would have okay, that was the only one I had like out of pocket just off the top of my head the name of the song.
I think you'd have to call. I mean, one song would have to be called "There Is No Spoon."
Yeah, okay. And then I think you'd have to have something with like a glitch in the Matrix. There'd have to be some sort of song there, or maybe there would definitely be a song like the Morpheus, the like classic Morpheus training Neo for the first time. I'm just not sure what the name of the song would be for that one, but
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
yeah, that would
That
be
could be
really
fun.
fun.
That
I
could be
kind of
fun.
cheated a little bit.
It's all right. It's all right. For
But
the sake of the exercise, it's allowed.
did you have one?
I did. I think the first one that came to mind, and I don't know why, but I just think this would be really fun, is I don't know. I just instantly thought of Inglorious Bastards.
Okay, I can
I
see
think,
it. Yeah,
like, I don't know. I mean, you could do, Red Carpet for Hitler could be one of the songs. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
Like I'm in like a scene like in West Side Story of all like the Jets together, like singing together, but
yeah,
it's like Aldo Rain and his guys talking about how we're gonna put out a red carpet for Hitler, but he's
yeah.
gonna die. You know, whatever. I don't know.
I think it would be. I think you could just go like the reverse of Frozen, and instead of Let It Go, it would be Let It Burn.
Yeah, there you go.
let
There
him
you go.
burn, let him
I
burn.
would say that'd be like the closing. That'd be like one of the closing act
Yeah.
opening song. I think
Okay.
you could.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of like what a good opening track would be. Like what's a song that you could have at the beginning, like enemies of the state in your floorboards.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing about musicals. A lot of times the songs are named after something that's said in the song.
Yeah.
So
I think it would be
who's
called
in your
"Can I Have a
floorboards?
Glass of Milk?"
Yes. Who is that in your floorboards? I hear them rustling underneath. Who is that in your floorboards?
Okay. Here's another one. I have one song title for this
Okay.
one. This is actually a 21st century movie. Mad Max Fury Road. And there would be a Nicholas Hoult song called What a Glorious Day.
Yes, I love it.
There we go. That's the one.
Dude, Oppenheimer the musical?
I don't know if I'm feeling that one. But definitely I'm feeling
maybe
I'm
Dune
feeling
the
Nicholas
musical.
Hoult as Nux singing What a Glorious Day. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'd be
what I'm
down.
feeling.
I don't know. I think any movie could be a musical, but could it work as a musical? I don't know. But I
Mad
think
Max
that'd be
Fury
a fun.
Road.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick. I think that's
It
a
could
good
do it.
exercise for the listeners out there when they listen to this episode is, what would be a 21st century movie that you think could be turned into a musical?
Yeah. I'd like to see a Wes Anderson movie as a musical too.
I thought I heard that he was doing one.
I don't know. I haven't heard that.
Maybe I'm crazy. Let's see here.
I think The Life Aquatic would make a good one, but it would, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe not. I thought I heard a while back his next movie was going to be a musical, but I mean, he's right there. I think he would kill a musical for sure. He'd do great.
Oh man, well that was fun. I should probably read our final results real quick before we close out. Our final results were JP ended with Les Miserables, Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, the 2004 The Phantom of the Opera, High School Musical, and The Road to El Dorado as his animated choice. I ended up with La La Land, Tick Tick Boom, Enchanted, Moana as my animated choice, and Annette, a film that nobody has seen and will earn me no votes. So, but yeah, I think we got some good lists going here. I think we have some big ones that people will be mad at us for, like Wicked and The Greatest Showman, but, we can take the heat.
The Greatest Showman wasn't going in my list. I already said that. So
Same, but people do love that one, so we'll definitely get some hate.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine.
We'll take it.
I was unimpressed. In fact, you know what? I disliked that movie so much. I just remember this. If I had a dishonorable mention, it would be that.
Oh, yes. There we go. We're going to end on that. JP's dishonorable.
I don't like that movie.
JP's dishonorable mention, The Greatest Showman. You heard it here.
Mostly because P.T. Barnum was a terrible person in real life. So,
yeah. jpboudreaux@gmail.com. That's not his actual email, so don't bombard that person.
That's right. Give him the wrong one.
Hate mail. All right. Let's end with that. Next week, we will be jumping into the last Spielberg film as of now with The Fabelmans. And yeah, looking forward to that. And if you haven't listened to our conversation last week on West Side Story, make sure you do that. And yeah, and also go back to the beginning of that episode to hear about what JP's been up to, projects he's working on and stuff. So do that. And yeah, follow him on Instagram and Letterboxd. I'll link those in the episode description. That's all we have for this week. I've been Eli Price for JP Boudreaux. You've been listening to The Establishing Shot. We will see you next time.
We were happy here. For a little while.
But look, I figure it this way. Better to be king for a night than schmuck for a lifetime.